Okay, we're going to begin here. Once more, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. It's unbelievable that we started this conversations a year ago, and about the same time last year, things were not as calm as as they are now, because we were running in all directions trying to find housing and hotel rooms to put in people. This year's the end of year is a little bit different. So today we thought we should take time to just look back at what we have achieved together in the year 2022, and we're going to have several people on our team come in and just talk a little bit about what has been achieved in different areas. Our agenda today is really going to cover that 2022 in the year in review. We'll talk a bit. We'll talk about resettlement and the achievements made there. We'll talk about the events, the upcoming events that we're going to have, community partnership updates and shout outs, and then opportunities for continuous support from this awesome group. Just before I go into talking about the year in review, I really just, at the top of this conversation, want to thank everybody for the continuous support, for the continuous faith that you have in the work that we're doing. In the last year, taking a step back from the hectic arrivals that we saw, looking at the lessons that we learned from all of that, we believe that there is tremendous opportunity for this community to really position St. Louis as a place where people can come from all over the world and call home. And what we learned in the Afghan arrivals is that housing continues to be one area that is going to unlock the potential of this city. Whilst it's a hurdle now, it's an obstacle now, it could actually become a huge opportunity if we fix our minds to it as a community. And so that's one area in which we see growth. But even that becomes a foundation for the many more things that we can accomplish in terms of how we help people resettle faster, how we help them integrate to this community, how we help them play a role in the development of the community. And this is all thoughts that go beyond just the work of the International Institute, but can actually be achieved as if this community continues to stand together and work together. And that's really going to be what will drive our engagement with the community next year, like creating opportunities to think beyond what we do in the short term. Like, how do we come together to build, to think long term and implement some big goals here that will accelerate this community to not just being counted in the number, but actually leading the country in being a welcoming and prosperous community for immigrants to come from all over the world to be here. We would not even be in the position of talking about this without the support that we've had, without your endorsement, without your belief, without you trusting in us. And that's what has brought us this far. And we hope this is what will continue to take us further. So again, I really want to thank you all for your continued support. Now, moving on from our agenda, we really want to start talking about looking at what resettlement looked like in 2022. And we've had some movements within our organization here. I want to make sure that I have, well, in the absence of Ariel, I'll call back Blake. Blake, please, I would ask for you to lead this conversation on resettlement and the other aspects in education or the talent development. So, Blake, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, indeed, I'm back discussing our resettlement achievements, and as already alluded to, we have had a bit of a reorganization here, and normally Ariel Burgess, our Vice President of Talent and Development, or pardon me, our Vice President of Client Care would be delivering this presentation, but I'm happy to do that in her absence. What you see here is our year-end total for the total number of new arrivals by category that we have served. And we talk a lot about fiscal year and versus calendar year, program year, and these totals are for calendar year 2022. In total, we saw 270 new refugee arrivals arriving through the resettlement program. In addition, we saw 200 Afghan parolees arrive, and again, the biggest number of those were really arriving in January and February of 2022, with very few arriving through the rest of the year. Really, since about late spring, we started to see Ukrainian walk-ins arriving through the United for Ukraine program as Ukrainian humanitarian parolees. And to date, we have had 265 reach our agency to enroll in service. Additionally, we have seen other walk-ins that have connected to service, including 107 walk-ins that connected who are secondary migrants. These are refugees, or predominantly really Afghans, who resettled in other parts of the country, who made their way to St. Louis and decided that they wanted to connect with service with us here. So in total, that it counts for about 842 new arrivals that were served through our programming this year. Now, we're going to talk about other numbers served, and it's just a reminder that we don't only serve these new arrivals. There's people who arrived last year or the year before who will be consumers of our services here. So the universe of services we're going to talk about the rest of this presentation is not just pulling out from this number of 842, but from a larger number of several thousand individuals who we've served in the calendar year. So go on to the next slide, which is a breakdown of just that first line, that the 270 refugee arrivals that we've seen in the calendar year. You can see a predominance were actually new arrivals from Afghanistan who actually arrived as refugees through the program. And the second largest group is folks from Democratic Republic of Congo, which is 45. And there are a few coming from other locations, but I think it's worth noting that there are victims of violence from the conflict in Congo that are arriving through other locations. So you can see that there's 22 from Rwanda, 19 from Tanzania, 15 from Congo. All of those individuals are Congolese. In addition to those folks arriving from Uganda, those are all refugees of the conflict in Congo. So in total, we can say that those numbers added together really represents the sum total number of individuals who are arriving from that conflict zone. On the next slide, we wanted to feature just some of the programming that Ukrainian walk-ins have been accessing as they've arrived, including our English classes. Many have accessed those classes at this point, though those classes are a little bit challenging because we've seen a large number of zip codes where folks have been resettled through the individual sponsorship model. So there are folks in St. Charles or Chesterfield, or even points in Jefferson County that have made their way to register for our services. And though our English classes aren't necessarily the closest to where they're living, we have seen many register here. We've also assisted them in registering in English classes closer to where they live and where they work. Speaking of work, we've had a large number of individuals who've enrolled in our job search and placement programming. And this is really the #1 most consumed service by Ukrainians who are arriving at this point, and that makes sense. Ukrainians who are arriving are being resettled by individuals, families, or sponsors here locally that are really assisting them with any number of resettlement services that we would normally provide if they were resettled under our refugee program. But the one thing that folks are consistently seeking assistance with is that job search and placement programming. We've also been able to provide assistance with connection to some of the benefits that Ukrainians are able to access. And there has been a lot of confusion and changes really to access for certain benefits, as well as the documentation needed in order to access some of these. So our benefits team has been kept very busy while trying to help our Ukrainian friends access the programming that they're entitled to. And the last bit here is intensive case management. We do have an intensive case management program, which is offered through our preferred communities program, which we are starting to see more and more access. And these are folks with more challenging circumstances than maybe that their sponsor can help with. And those might include complex health or mental health cases, as well as other access to other health resources or intensive case management resources. Go to the next slide, which is really looking ahead a bit to 2023. We have received our allotment of expected refugee arrivals from USCRI, our network organization based in DC, and that expectation is that we'll have about 500 individual refugees who will be arriving in St. Louis. And this is for the fiscal year, so this is between October of this year and the end of September next year. Looking at the applications that have been submitted by individual sponsors for Ukrainians, we would estimate that another 300 or even more could be arriving in our region over the course of the next 12 months or so. And so we, again, are seeking community referrals to our programming, as we're the only provider of some of these federally funded programs for Ukrainians in the region. And so we'll have a no small amount of focus on doing outreach to the Ukrainian community, and could use all the help we could get in connecting folks to those services, again, who are spread over such a wide area in our region. We are still expecting about 300 Afghans who are currently being stationed in Albania to arrive to St. Louis. A large number of the 300 we expect to arrive to St. Louis over the next few months, really late Q1 or early Q2 of this year, of 2023, that is. So we are anticipating this and making preparations accordingly, because of course, if we were to see 300 arrivals over a short period of time, it would really kind of replicate what we saw last fall and winter with the Afghan arrivals. And so we're trying to leverage the connections and the support that many of you on the call have provided in order to prepare for these arrivals that we would expect again around Q1 or Q2 of 2023. I want to move on to talking about achievements. And for that, I think regarding the Ubuntu event, I'll kick it back over to Array.
Well, thank you very much, Blake. I'm sure somewhere down the line, we're going to come back to you when we start talking about achievements that we've had with reference to education. But first of all, I just want to say for a first-time event, the Ubuntu event was sold out on November 17th. Great attendance. Great programming. I think we offered a little too much programming, but it was really well attended. We had great support from the community, and we hope to come back with our Ubuntu 2023 event, which we have already identified a date as Friday, November 17th. I don't know where I came up with February, but it's 2023. We will have a similar event. Stay tuned for more information. But if you can mark that down in your calendars, that's already going to be great. Lots of activities took place this year. The next one is this really amazing event we had on November 19th, which was the day that marked the 103rd anniversary of the International Institute. We set out to provide a first Thanksgiving meal to our new arrivals, the community, and we had 417 participants. That's almost half of the new arrivals in the course of the year showing up in one day Such a great event, great community participation, great collaboration with other organizations. And as I know, primarily we had Afghan and Ukrainians. We also had Congolese. We had people from different countries also participating in that. It was really awesome. And for those who had visited the gym, whilst it was the warehouse, it was amazing how that gym was transformed into this great community space that really made the event special. Only last week we actually had Operation, I see Carlton here, with great collaboration with Operation Food Search when we had a metro market set up here and had about 55 families come out. It was an opportunity for them to access discounted fresh foods. I'm always grateful for that collaboration with our community partners. That really did make a difference. It's 1 year since we kicked off this with a press conference on January 12th. So it's almost 1 year, the first year of the Afghan Community Support Program. We've made some progress, but I'm going to turn this over to Moji to talk a little bit about the progress we've made with the Afghan Community Support Program.
Thank you, Ari. Yes, almost a year since the Afghan Support Program was introduced. Since then, we have been doing so much stuff to build on the community, welcome and embrace our new arrivals. I have so much awesome stuff to report from the winner, the first grant winner of the Afghan Entrepreneurship Grant Fund, Muhammad Reza Hassani, who was a long-term mechanic in Afghanistan. He is now operating his own business off of Bates. He's received the grant. We're so excited about that. We are actually rolling out the second round for the remaining 9 grants right now. That application is available, and I'll include the link to that in the chat so we can continue to share that. Otherwise, we've got 5 total graduates who had full scholarships, full $15,000 scholarships through the Afghan Support Program, and they graduated with their certification through Claim Academy. One of them actually has been employed as a trainer at Claim Academy. So we're very excited to share that success story. We have distributed over 180 iPads to new arrival Afghans. So every single Afghan family who has been resettled in St. Louis post-August 2021 has received an iPad and also a phone that is hotspot enabled, allowing up to 10 family members to utilize unlimited data already paid for the next 2 years. We are officially the lease owners for the next 3 years of a Afghan community center space. The doors for that will open up. Well, really the doors are open now, but we're going to host a grand opening for our partners and for the media to get engaged early February. We are welcoming Juanita Niebla, who's actually on this call with us. She is the executive director of the Afghan Chamber of Commerce, which we're in the middle of the establishing it as far as an actual entity. The Afghan Chamber of Commerce that we're going to be introducing to St. Louis and the greater United States community is going to be the United States Afghan Chamber of Commerce. So it's going to be local Chamber of Commerce. It's also going to be a national Chamber of Commerce. So at the grand opening, we will also be introducing the Afghan newspaper as well. It's going to be called Akhbar STL. Akhbar means news in Farsi. So just tons of great things. On top of that, we hosted a very successful Afghan Eid Festival, which 1,100 people ended up joining. That day was a fun celebration. We danced, we had poetry recitation, we even had like stand-up comedy. We had kids having a great time, hosted multiple prayers, tons of great things to share, but I'll keep it at that. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Well, thank you, Moji, for that. Welcome, Juanita, to the team. More to come on progress with the Afghan Chamber of Commerce. But this is all these things that have been done is the reason why we're beginning to see secondary migration already from the Afghans who went to other parts of the United States and are now looking at St. Louis as a place to call home. We'll keep track of those numbers and we'll keep telling the story of progress being made on that. I'm going to turn this back to Blake for a series of other achievements that we've made in various programs. But let me just say before I begin this, that it's really important for all our stakeholders to know that beyond resettlement, the Institute is providing a battery of programs and resources that our new arrivals should take advantage. And something that is unique probably to St. Louis is just the variety. I know we had a lot of Afghans come, but if you look at that page which spoke about the refugee arrivals here, it spans several other countries. And so I think that that's also a great opportunity for St. Louis, is that showcasing the diversity of people that are coming here. I'll turn this back over to Blake.
Thank you very much for that, Ray. I think that's a really important point. And we have been very focused on new arrivals over the last 12 months, but there are many folks interacting with a variety of services across our program that have achieved great success through the work that our team has been able to accomplish through the support from the community. And so I want to highlight some of that within our Workforce Solutions department. Within calendar year 2022, we have achieved 245 job placements. This is particularly remarkable considering we had quite a few vacancies open in this department for an extended period of time. So this was a skeleton crew, if you will, for the majority of the year that was really working long hours to be able to facilitate employment for 245 individuals. So I want to give them all the credit in the world for what they've been able to accomplish. And 96% of those placements were in full-time positions. There were several who were actually obtaining part-time positions to complement their full-time position. So, but the aim of our program is fundamentally, initially, first, primarily full-time employment with secondary employment, of course, can also be obtained. These 245 job placements were with 65 different area companies, and those companies were in 31 different zip codes. And I want to include that statistic to show you the broad reach that we have had with our employment services. And also that we are not just seeking job placements that are in the city. We are really seeking the best possible opportunities for our clients to match their skills and experience with sustaining jobs that sustain the clients and their families as well. And so we've looked far and wide for those opportunities, some as far away as Moscow Mills, others out in near Washington, Missouri. So there are many different employers in the region who we've been very lucky to be able to partner with to provide excellent opportunities for clients in 2022. And the average starting wage in the year was $16.26 an hour, which is obviously very high, above the minimum wage of $11.15. But really, this is just showing the extent to which the jobs that we have been accessing have been high quality jobs for our clients. In another progression this year, we also established twice per week job readiness classes, where previously we were holding these once a week to keep up with demand, and particularly the demand from incoming Ukrainians seeking services. We're now holding our job readiness classes twice a week to get more folks ready to join the workforce here locally. And as part of our process, we want all of our new arrivals to go through job readiness classes, as those really acquaint folks with the world of work in the United States, things such as the 40-hour work week, the rights as workers in the United States, and what they can expect from work culture here. So really pleased with the efforts of this team, this year. And we do have, of course, some accomplishments within our education department that I wanted to highlight as well before turning this over to some of our staff to talk a little bit more about our after school and youth mentoring programs. During the year, we had about 235 students that attended our English classes that are provided by International Institute staff members. Of those 235, 102 attended our literacy level classes, and literacy level is our lowest level of English. So this is really showing that we have a predominance of low level English speakers who are accessing our classes, which is wonderful, because the only way they go from low level English speakers to high level English speakers is through education. So we're happy to see so many engaging. I also wanted to add that over the course of 2022, we had 146 other students access other classes that we have, including our St. Louis Public School sponsored adult education and literacy classes here, our Bridge to College classes, as well as our career advancement for international professional classes. So in total, that's nearly 400 students who attended our English classes. So we're really proud of that. We also in 2022 started Saturday classes as special sections of classes for women who are more comfortable learning in an environment with other women. Really excited to be able to offer this. Additionally, in 2022, coming out of the pandemic, we're able to relaunch our computer classes on site, which remain an enormously popular offering that we have, and we hope to be able to expand. We also have 2 new literacy classes that we're able to add to our roster this year, including our afternoon literacy tutorial and evening literacy classes to, again, meet that need of low-level English speakers or low-level English speakers and learners to access education. And so with that, I do want to kick it over to Catherine Cheverly, who I think is on the call, to talk a little bit more about our after-school program.
Catherine, we can't hear you. And now it looks like we can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. My name is Catherine Shobley. I'm the teen program coordinator here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our teen programs and some of the accomplishments and achievements that we have from this year. Starting with our after school program, we're really proud that 80% of our students improved or maintained their grades. In the spring semester, we'll have the data from this fall semester early next year. So we're hoping to keep that trend going. And all of our 10 senior level students graduated from high school in May, which we're really proud of too. We also are extremely proud of our volunteers. In the after school program alone, we have 106 volunteers who served 1,268 volunteer hours, which is incredible. We could not do the after school program without our volunteer tutors being there every day, helping our students with homework and missing assignments and everything. And I just wanted to highlight a success story. One of our female unaccompanied refugee minors from Burundi, who has been with the program and the youth mentoring program for a couple of years now, graduated from Gateway STEM and is attending Lindenwood University on a full ride scholarship to pursue nursing. So we're super, super proud of her and her success and her involvement, with the involvement in the program as well. And then the Teen Summer Learning Program we had this summer, it was a 3-week program. We had a student from Washington University. She was given a $5,000 scholarship to put on a project this summer, and she chose our program to do that. And she wanted to do communications. So the first week we had intrapersonal communication, so like communication with ourselves, mindfulness, all of that. We took a field trip to Forest Park and hiked around a little bit just to get some fresh air. And then the second week was interpersonal communication, so communication with one or two other people. And that was, we also took a field trip to STL Football Club for a little soccer game. And then our last week was public/group communication, and we took a field trip to the zoo. And so we had about 27 participants in that program, and it was a really great time. Lots of new arrivals who met friends and were able to start the school year off knowing some of their peers. And then lastly, our youth mentoring program has been going really strong. We had 41 youth participants in the federal fiscal year of 22. So that was from October 2021 to September. And we had 48 volunteer mentors as well. With those volunteer mentors, we had 913 volunteer hours from January to December. So that's, or November, actually, we haven't included December yet, but that's incredible too. Again, we could not do the program without our volunteers meeting with the youth and helping them achieve their goals. We took lots of field trips and group events to various places around St. Louis. We love to expose them to free, places, the zoo, botanical gardens on Saturday mornings, those kinds of things. So we had lots of fun with that. And again, we had another client from Afghanistan who graduated from Bayless High School in May and is now attending SLU on multiple scholarships, which is almost a full ride. She worked really hard to get multiple scholarships so she wouldn't have to pay very much to go to SLU. So lots of, and I think she's looking in business and marketing. So lots of exciting things.
Well, thank you very much, Blake and Catherine, for that. I guess with all that work that's been going on, no wonder St. Louis this article came out ranking St. Louis number 6 as on the list of top 10 metros for immigrant well-being. And lots of other statistics have come out in the last day or two with reference to just how St. Louis is evolving. And it feels good to have the narrative different from what is wrong with St. Louis to really focusing on what we're all trying to build here is making this place welcoming for anyone to come and thrive. And as we now look forward to great achievements done in 2022, which culminates in this is really a good way to cap the year. Let's look into 2023. We did at the Ubuntu introduce the Anna E. Crosslink Center for Multicultural Excellence, and did introduce the executive director of the center. And I'll just send this over to Barbara to talk to us about what's coming up in 2023.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ari, I'm detecting a pattern of this on the spot. Barbara, please talk. But it's a pleasure to connect with everyone. I wish I could see your faces. This is the dream and thrill of a lifetime. Yes, as Ari referenced, we are launching the center, the Anna E. Crosslink Center for Multicultural Excellence, on January the 12th. With, drumroll please, an immersive cultural experience for Cortex. Cortex has this innovative concept, idea to celebrate their staff for the holidays, and we're including January in the holidays, to, instead of going to a restaurant and exchanging gifts, let's experience various cultures. So we are going to create that for them, focusing on 3 cultures, and those are being finalized. Details will come, but the fact is this will be our very first, our inaugural experience for the center, and we're also filling out a calendar of trainings and networking opportunities and educational opportunities. So we look forward to hearing from you. I am very receptive to those of you on the call and others you may know who may have an idea for how to move the needle. I just saw that St. Louis is number 6 in the region. Yeah, we're going to move up that list. So it's a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to. And I think I met some of you at the gala in November. I look forward to connecting with you in the coming months.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barbara, for that conversation around the Center of Multicultural Excellence. We're all looking forward to that, and if there are any organizations that are thinking about that, center is going to be making the case for multiculturalism in this community. That as we reach out and attract people to the community, we as a community need to be ready to understand what that mix of cultures is going to look like and how we embrace it together. So that's another exciting opportunity that we'll be looking forward to in 2023. Thank you, Barbara. And coming back to Tower Grove Park in 2023 is the Festival of Nations. If Leanne is on, Leanne can talk a little bit about that. Oh yes, Leanne is on, yes.
I am on. Hi, everyone. My name is Leanne Pacheco. I am the new director of events here. And yes, we are racing. It is next year, but that is a couple of weeks away. It's next year. So we'll be returning to Tower Grove Park on August 26th and 27th of 2003. We'll be reaching out to potential sponsors by the end of this year and early next year. So if anybody has any connections that they would like to facilitate an introduction for, by all means, please send them my way. I'm happy to take those on. And as Ari said, we are looking to continuously grow it to be bigger and better than ever. We really want to welcome people not only within St. Louis, but within, at least 4 hours of St. Louis. We are such a hub here in the Midwest. And when we think about destinations that we travel to for events, we think about Nashville, we think about Louisville, all of these wonderful places that are within driving distance. We want people to think of St. Louis for that too. So we're continuously growing here and looking at ways that we can just entice people to come to St. Louis and to build the community from the ground up within here as well. So lots of updates coming soon, but if you have any questions in the meantime, please reach out to me. I'm always available.
Great, thank you very much, Leanne. We're all looking forward to the Festival of Nations on August 26th and 27th. That lots of new developments coming with that. We're going to keep growing this festival and really put it at the center of attracting people to discover the rich diversity that St. Louis offers and bringing more people to discover St. Louis as a place where they can come and live. So thank you very much. We're going to go on to some community shout outs. A lot of things have been happening, lots of support. I'm going to turn this over to John Worth and Carlos Suarez to do all the shout outs I've been having. These two gentlemen have been really engaging the community, and thank you for your work. So I don't know who's going first. Is it John or is it Carlos? But one of you. That's Carlos.
All right, I'll get it started. Great to see everyone this afternoon. This is Carlos Suarez, the Community Support Manager here at the Institute. And yeah, we just recently have a great announcement to share in that we've received a $100,000 cash donation to the Institute supporting, that's going directly to support household items, larger ticket items, furniture for new arrivals that are coming to St. Louis. And what that's going to do is going to help offset costs that they have coming to St. Louis and open up with resettlement or per capita funds to go towards other items that they're going to need. So huge thank you and huge shout out to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for this contribution. It's going to go a long way. It's very meaningful for the clients that we serve. In addition to that $100,000, we're receiving $10,000 in credit towards our commissary for food items. So we're looking forward to taking advantage of that as well. So just a huge thanks for that. And I'll let John talk about the next one.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. My name is John Worth. I am the volunteer program manager here at the International Institute. And speaking on some community shout outs, Luscos Technologies has generously donated $10,000 towards our education department. So we are extremely grateful for them and their generosity in supporting such programs that Catherine spoke about earlier that really do make an impact in our community, especially in the younger community and those looking to excel their education and move forward with that. Just some other shout outs that we would like to mention. Commerce Bank, they have recently just finished up hosting a winter clothing and donation drive for clients. And this is specifically for clients lacking insufficient winter items such as coats, gloves, socks, hats, pretty much anything that you can think of that you need during this winter month. And while some of our clients coming in, they don't have much. So this is a huge partnership with Commerce Bank, and we're so grateful for them for extending their resources to be able to help provide winter clothing for our clients. And another one, RGA, they helped assemble welcome wagons with needed donations for incoming families. So that included things such as laundry detergent, fans, electrical supplies, pretty much really anything you can think of for just your basic necessity and needs as you're going through your day-to-day. So thank you to Commerce Bank and RGA. And then while this is just another exhaustive list of some other groups that volunteered, it would take all day to talk about everyone who has supported us. So while those names that aren't mentioned on here, other businesses or individuals, they've all made a huge impact. But I did just want to mention some other businesses and organizations that have come to the Institute and assisted with the resources and time, such as MGM, our MG+M law firm, BJC Healthcare, Washington University, St. Louis, Webster University, St. Louis University, Deloitte, and McCarthy Construction. They've all donated their time, resources, and efforts in helping our mission of assisting immigrants and refugees in this community. So we are extremely grateful for them and what they've done for us and the continued partnership that we have with them. And again, I just want to mention, while there are a few names on the slide, there are multiple organizations and individuals who have helped us throughout this year and previous years as well. So we couldn't have done this without all our community partners. And I'll let Carlos take this one.
Thanks, John. And we just want to give another huge thanks to the community partners that we've had at the table over the last year and beyond, creating a more inclusive community with our new arrivals. And just to give a really big shout out for all these stakeholders at the table, especially working together on community events such as the First Thanksgiving, Little Angels Foundation, Oasis, Christian Friends of New Americans, Kindness Begins With Me, Welcome Neighbor, Just Serve, even Seventh-day Adventist, and the Islamic Foundation of Greater St. Louis, that have really come to the table and helped us work further toward achieving our common objectives and working together to as a result creating St. Louis as a welcoming place, as it mentioned in the article, as Ari relayed earlier. We've been working with these partners over the course of the last year, very hand in hand on a number of items, working alongside families, supporting volunteer activities, creating events to build our community here in the region. So I just want to give another thank you to everyone who's been at the table and supporting our collective efforts here in the region. Another new partnership that we've curated in the last months is with Home Sweet Home. just another great example of providing additional support, supplemental furniture when it comes to dignity for our new arrivals and items that they're receiving. We've done one setup with them actually right before Thanksgiving. These were some items that were provided. It was a great partnership working together, and we look forward to furthering expanding our capacity, and then also creating other opportunities for client-focused support. So looking forward to this work together, and it's a great resource for the community as well. And so I just want to give a nice thanks to Home Sweet Home.
All right. Talking about some upcoming volunteer opportunities just throughout this upcoming weeks, but also into the next year. Right now, if anyone is interested in looking at volunteer opportunities, we have our mock interviews for job interview workshops. Those are every Friday. We're going to be starting those up January 6th through March 31st. Again, those are every Friday from 9:15 to 12:15. And all of our volunteer opportunities that are posted, you can look up online. That's iistl.org/volunteer. Another one of our needs is with cultural orientation babysitting. Those are done Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting on January 3rd and January 31st. Tuesdays, they're from 3 to 4:30. And Thursdays, they are from 2 to 3:30. And with that job specifically, I just want to mention anyone interested in volunteering does need to have a background check completed if you're interested in the babysitting process. And pretty much anything client facing, we do require background checks, but that can also be done on our website. And I just want to mention and give a shout out also to our AmeriCorps member, Fave, who leads these cultural orientation sessions. This is an extremely crucial program that for new arrivals in their 90 days, having the cultural orientation of understanding the basic necessities of heating and cooling, how to pay your rent, how to open a checking account, things of that nature are crucial skills to learn. But also the babysitting program has really allowed women and mothers to actually start attending these sessions. So while it might seem maybe like a very not exciting task, you guys really are making a big difference in allowing mothers and even fathers to have childcare so that they're able to attend these cultural orientation sessions, so that there's no disproportionate resources for people that don't have children versus do have children. So you're allowing these people to really take part and get as much as they can from their first 90 days. So if you're interested in that, it'd be great to have your assistance and your help. Some other programs that we'll be discussing is our Bus Buddy program. Right now, that is on a pause, but we'll be starting that back up in the spring. Just to kind of go over that, it's basically helping and assisting our clients in learning how to ride the bus. We know that public transportation here in St. Louis can be very difficult for people who are new, but also people that have been here their whole lives. So this is definitely a program where we could use some assistance in helping our clients learn how to navigate the bus. That way they're not dependent on others, but they're able to have that freedom to travel when and where they want, whether that's to making it to job, making it to different activities in the city, and just increase their independence when they come to St. Louis. And last but not least, we have our apartment setups and volunteer grocery shopping. Our apartment setups are generally as a as needed basis. Whenever we're informed of new clients coming into St. Louis, we'll start looking for housing, and as soon as that housing is found, we'll set up dates for apartment setups. So please just check back daily on our website for those dates. And then if you're interested in volunteer grocery shopping, what that consists of is generally helping stock the apartment the day before clients show up, but also the day after in helping assist clients with shopping. And if you're interested in that one is not going to be on our website, but please email me at worthj@iistl.org if you are interested in becoming a volunteer grocery shopper. So now just going back to some volunteer statistics from January 1st to December 1st. Our total number of volunteers is 1,817, which is an amazing number. So department-wide, we had 1,244, and 573 were from Festival of Nations alone. So an amazing feat. We are so grateful for your help. We know that volunteers are really the backbone of this organization. So we can't thank you guys enough. Also, just looking at total volunteer hours institute-wide, we have 10,905 hours, and just department-wide, that's 8,475. And from Festival Nations alone, we've got 2,430. So it's been a phenomenal year of volunteer help and assistance. And again, we couldn't have done most that we've done without your help, without the community support. So I can't harp on that enough. Thank you all for what you've done, the continued support, and we look forward to making 2023 even greater year. So we're excited to have you on board.
Great, thank you very much, John. A lot going on there. Carlos, do you want to wrap this up with terms of needs?
Definitely. Well, we'll always have needs here, and just some things that we're still in need of for new arrivals, just including laundry detergent, cookware sets, stock pots listed here, especially microwaves and diapers. So these items are essential in welcoming our arrivals to the St. Louis community, and they go a long way in supporting their initial start in the community. So any items that are would like to bring by, please feel free to reach out to myself and my colleague Avasine on bringing in-kind donations to the Institute. We're also always in need of grocery gift cards, specifically to Aldi and Schnucks are great. Those are also provided to our clients for shopping and their initial groceries once they arrive to St. Louis. So those go a long way as well. And also to our TAO fund. So for those that don't know, our TAO fund was established to provide direct assistance and especially emergency support specifically to refugees that are coming to St. Louis through the Institute. And so that is a fund that we have that graciously accept donations to the TAO fund in times of need, especially that might not be covered in their per capita funds, or just an emergency comes up. There's lots of changes that take place with resettlement. So that goes a long way in supporting our clients and the work that we have going here at the Institute. Regarding some of the items that are listed above too, we do have a Target and Walmart wish list that can also be found on via our website. So for those that would like to order something online and have it directly shipped to the International Institute, that's another option for time and direct assistance. So we appreciate those, and just direct links to volunteering, as John was mentioning with Catherine and our volunteer leadership program. And then to donate, it's a great time at the end of the year if you're thinking of making a contribution. And for those that have done so already, we greatly appreciate it. For those that will do so in the future, we look forward to it, and want to thank everyone for their contributions of not only money, but time and other resources that you guys have all brought to the table. We're still a growing organization, so just be sure to be on the lookout online for positions that are open. There's a couple of positions listed online today, but there could be more opportunities coming down in the future. We are still growing as an organization with lots of opportunities, as mentioned earlier in this call, with our Afghan Community Support Program, our Multicultural Center, and the Festival of Nations. So lots of great opportunities that are coming down in the pipeline, also with our AmeriCorps rules and internships. So check out all those resources online at the links listed, and connect with us on social media. We do have these community update calls posted to our YouTube channel. So if you want to refer back to any of these conversations and dialogues and information, it's good to go back to our playlist that we have on our YouTube channel that I'll include in the chat box here. But then also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, where we share a lot of the great content and a lot of the great work that's being done in our community to highlight our strengths here as a region. So if you're not already connected, we hope to see you there. And I'll turn it back over to you, Ari.
Well, thank you very much, Carlos, John, and everyone and the team that has contributed to this session today, but also grateful to the entire International Institute team that has been working behind the scenes for all of this to be accomplished. And I cannot overemphasize our profound gratitude to all of you, one, for being here, for coming with us on this journey, listening to our stories, but we really thought it was important for us to really highlight and showcase what we have done as a result of your support and your work. Who would have thought that this will consume an entire hour? And there's really still a lot more that we can share of what we've achieved that we couldn't just cram into this hour. So thank you very much for that support. We're looking forward to 2023. We with a lot of optimism, with all the new initiatives that we're working on and how we continue to build on the achievements of this year. And we're inviting you to stand with us and come with us into that new year. And let me take this moment to wish you all happy holidays as you close out this year strong, and all the best wishes from us for the new year 2023. I don't know that we have any time for questions, but we've dropped in the chat the various connections to the organization. So if you have questions on whether it's the Multicultural Center, the Festival of Nations, or any of our programs, please feel free to reach out on any of the handles that we share. But thank you very much. It's really been an honor working with you. We're looking forward to another exciting year, 2023. Thank you.